Hold on just a second. Hold on. I got my Pepsi. Now we're ready to go. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. If you are new on this channel, welcome. Happy Monday. It's a day off school today, so I'm going to film a little bit early, but I will upload this evening for you guys. Anyways, on this channel, we like to sit around and listen to Dave Ramsey telephone calls. So I thought we would list one called I'm Bitter That My Husband Got Us Into This Situation. Now, keep in mind, I don't listen to these calls. I base them on the titles. So if we seem to go through a phase of, car repos or bad husbands or bad wives, it's just by chance. It's nothing that I plan. I don't like to plan it out. I love YouTube, but they don't pay me enough to plan it out. So I just kind of do it as these feeds come across, and I listen to them only if the title sounds engaging. If you've been here before, you know you are family, you know the routine. Cuddle up, get comfy. Let's take this all the way down. Like I said, this was 9 months ago. I'm bitter that my husband got us into this situation. People, grab your tea. This could get hot. Let's do it, and I'm so glad you're here. Happy Monday.
Lisa is in Indianapolis. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the Ramsey
Hello,
Show.
Lisa.
Hi. Oh, my goodness. I'm
Hey.
really nervous.
That's okay. We've never lost a patient. What's up?
Okay, good. So just to get to the point here, about 15 years ago, my husband took out a HELOC.
How many
for
years
an
ago?
investment opportunity. About 15.
15 years ago. He took
Yeah.
out a HELOC. Okay.
For an investment opportunity.
Home equity line of credit.
And the last few years, it hasn't been paying dividends. It's with his company. And we started Jade's class a few weeks ago.
Wait, I'm confused. They took out a HELOC. They took out a home equity line of credit. It's not been paying dividends. So that means they'd be getting money. Okay, I think I'm following. I'm not good at HELOCs, but stay with me. We'll see if we can figure this out.
And I love her. She's awesome. And we're going through the baby steps, and I just feel like we're so out of order because of
And they're taking Jade's class. They're going through, it looks like, Financial Peace University, Jade's class. Jade is one of the co-hosts on here.
we had our house paid off. And then he, did this investment opportunity, and now I feel like I'm a little bitter, and I'm having a hard time being on board to pay this off.
Okay, I understand. I may be a little slow, family. I may be a little slow. Her husband 15 years ago took out a HELOC to put into an investment. And I guess the assumption is that the investment would pay more in dividends than what the HELOC cost. God, why do people do this stuff? Why? I'm not a risk taker, okay? No, that does not mean I put my stuff in CDs and savings accounts, okay? No, but I'm not hey, let's go ahead and my condo is paid off. Let's take out a HELOC and see if I can't make more money off of it.
Together, because I'm just upset about it because
Where were you 15 years ago?
I had 2 babies, and I said I don't agree with it.
This is like marrying a gambler. Okay, this is like being married to a gambler, someone who's going to bet the house. The only problem, he's got a wife and 2 kids from what it sounds like at this point. And remember, this HELOC was taken out 15 years ago. I know HELOC could stay around that long. I guess it can.
And you signed the papers anyway.
No, I didn't sign any papers.
Yes, you did. You don't get a
did?
HELOC on someone's personal residence without the spouse's signature.
I didn't sign it. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Oh, crap. That long silence for those who may be exercising while you're watching this is Dave Ramsey looking very puzzled. He says she had to know about it. She had to have known about the HELOC, because Dave's saying that you can't take out a HELOC unless you have both spouses' signatures on the HELOC papers. Now then, This was 15 years ago. Don't know what the laws are today, and I'm certainly no legal person. But I wonder if it was oh my God, I think, I bet I know why Dave's looking so puzzled. He's wondering if the husband forged her name. Because the wife sounds very innocent. She's like, I didn't know that. I didn't know you had to sign. Now, if in their state, I don't know if HELOCs run by state by state. Like, I don't know anything really about HELOCs, okay? But if they needed to have both signatures on a form to get a HELOC, then that would mean her husband forged her name. Oh, I do believe we need the mirror, folks. The tea, or in my case, the Pepsi. The tea is getting hot. That's dramatic music. Oh, geez, now I wish I had a dramatic music button. That means her husband could have very well forged her name, and she's oblivious to it, and that would explain why Dave's looking so confused. All right, people, we're going to back that just 2 seconds up again. All right, we got it. Hold up.
Residence without spouse's signature.
I didn't sign it. I didn't know that.
Okay. And, well, it doesn't matter now. There's a HELOC on your house.
Okay.
I guess Dave doesn't want to say, lady, you may want to see if your husband forged your signature. Holy cow. Now, it might be that, you only need one. I know to buy a car, you don't need a spouse's signature. I know that from firsthand experience.
Yes.
But, it might matter. I don't know.
Oh, she's got a skanky husband. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
Dave's not going to rat him out. Dave's too nice. Dave is too nice. He already sees this poor woman. Now, she has 2 babies, so the kids... And this was 9 months ago. This call came in 9 months ago. She says she had 2 babies 15 years ago. So fortunately, these babies are now solidly into their teenage years, hitting 16, 17 years old, which is a good thing. Not that that's easing her stress any, because she's calling in. Oh, Lord.
I don't know. I was motivated to get...
How much is the debt?
It's up to $283,000.
What does your husband make?
The main debt we have. We probably bring in about $10,000 a month.
What was his investment into his company? He bought into a partnership or what?
So it was a family-owned company, and he had initially had shares with the company, and then when it sold to a private firm, he made all this money off the shares.
Where did that money go?
So he reinvested $500,000. First, he paid off our house, which is great, and then the rest of it, about $500,000, he reinvested in the company. And then I guess he was so excited, he decided, oh well, we're getting a dividend of $600
so
a month.
The investment into the new company is in what form? Is it a publicly traded company or what?
No, it's not. It's just the company shares.
He still works there?
A private.
Okay.
Some people say you should never dunk all your money into a company. Remember Enron? Family? Enron. Those of you who are old enough to know about Enron, and they told all the employees, dump all your money in here. Enron. Yeah.
So what percentage of this company does he own?
I don't even know. He has about 75,000 shares. And I asked him.
What is it?
She is so in the dark about this, it isn't even funny. And the husband's using the money as a play toy. Yet he's got a wife and kids. Wow. I hate to say this, but at 56, this isn't the type of husband I want. Nah. Nope. I've been with the financial spendthrift, don't give a damn. I've had that type of mate. Don't care. Don't give a damn where the money goes. Don't care. All I care about is just getting into debt so I can spend it and make an image, make an impression. You know, once you've lived this type of roller coaster experience with a spouse, you don't want it again. At least most of us don't. She has no idea what's going on financially in her relationship. Not a freaking clue.
What are the rules to get out of it? Can he sell them?
I don't know.
I asked him that too, and he's like, "Oh no, we can't sell them." And I said, "Well,
there's a difference between we can't sell them and I don't want to sell them." Almost makes me wonder if the husband has a gambling addiction.
Well, let's talk to whoever's in charge of this and see what we can do.
Yeah.
To sell it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of on his assignment because when we started
financial greed. I would rather make less money and not be financially greedy and be steady and keep the course, keep the pace, stay on course, than make more money and be financially greedy. Now, that does not mean that just because someone makes more money that they're financially greedy. Don't read me wrong on that. But I'm saying for those, rich and poor, who really like to think that money is it's just one big gambling machine. That's fine if you're single and you got no one to, feed, clothe, and house but yourself, and you don't care if you can even feed, clothe, and house yourself, then sure, play away. Day traders do it all the time.
This class a few weeks ago.
That's not anything to do with the class. It's got to just do with common sense. We need to clear up this mess you've made, and you're playing Russian roulette with our house.
And she's not involved in the finance. It is so clear she's not involved. And I'm not going to blame her fully, but I do wonder if over the 15 years, she's just kind of, it creates less of an argument if she doesn't ask questions. So you don't ask questions. You don't demand to know anything. That may be the position she's felt like she's in. I'll just raise the kids and stick my head in the sand. But at some point, it all comes up. The water washes onto the shore at some point.
It ain't cool, dude.
It's not.
Have you shared with him your feelings about this strongly, saying, I don't feel safe. I want this debt gone?
Hey, that's John's line, George.
Is he actually listening to that, or is he going, well, just trust me. Trust me, I got this.
That trust me line would be about as far as I could throw him.
Well, whenever I bring it up, he'll either leave the room, or last week when we were listening to Jade's class, I just started crying and talking about it. And and the thing is, he's like the nicest person in the world.
No, he's not. That's making an excuse for him. Just because the nicest person in the world is financially stabbing you in the back, that does not make them the nicest person in the world. It makes them the nicest person in the world as long as they can get their way. Like a drug addict, a gambleaholic, a shopaholic. Yeah, they'll be as nice to you as you can, peachy and cream nice to you as long as you get them whatever it is, that fix that they need. But challenge them on that fix. Challenge them to do something different. And then they become your worst nightmare. So I don't buy that he's the nicest guy in the world. It's like when a caller said a few weeks back, but yeah, I know my husband's basically a lazy bum, but he works so hard at the same time. He's broke as all heck, but he works so hard. Making excuses. No, he's not the nicest guy in the world. Absolutely not.
Not like a jerk. He doesn't go out and buy things for himself or anything.
He doesn't have to go out and buy things for himself. He just goes and he gambles away the family's money on experiments.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Thank you. Snaps for me. Yay me. Yay me. I should have some confetti come down or something when I make snaps. But of course, that's one more editing tool to do, so probably won't do that.
Yeah.
I think he bought a lot of stuff for himself, like $500,000 worth.
Mm-hmm.
While putting your home at risk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to...
He's convinced her that this isn't hurting anybody. Better yet, she's convinced herself. She's convinced herself by, I'm just going to look at the good things, okay? And that's going to justify it. And that's how this has gone on for 15 years. I think he has a risk-taking problem.
Liquidate this. It's not
Okay.
it's not paying dividends. It's not working. So I'm kind of
Yep.
I'm kind of worried about the quality of the company at this stage of the game, and whether
Me
you're
too.
ever going to get a $500,000 out of it or not. And B, you want to get your house paid off, and that he basically borrowed on your home to invest in a business that he's a minority shareholder in.
God dang, I wouldn't want that. I have, not to these dollars, but I've been in a relationship with someone who really, it was about spending money. That's what it was about. It wasn't about saving money. It wasn't about taking walks in the park, living way below our means. It was about spend, spend, spend. What does it look like? What can we have? Dang, I am so glad I'm not there. And when I say that, family, I mean literally. I am so glad I have been there. Again, not to these dollars, but it doesn't matter the dollar figure. What matters is the pressure it puts on your heart, the self-esteem it takes away from you, the goals that you can't make because this stupid stuff is going on in the background.
Which is just dangerous as can be. That's just dangerous because he's got no
I
vote.
agree.
He can't, if you don't have, if you're not a majority shareholder, meaning 51%, you don't control the outcomes of the company. And so other people vote your prosperity in or out.
Right.
And that's what's happening here. I can tell by the way you've structured this conversation. So yeah, he needs to, this sweet man needs to get his money out of his company.
This man is not sweet if he puts his needs for gambling and investments, and I call it gambling, over the security of his wife and children. His need to gamble investments. It's like, she goes, oh, but he's such a nice guy. Really, let's see how nice he is when he says to him, I want it all gone. It's hurting our family. Now, is he such a nice guy? You're not a nice person if it's only under conditions that are favorable to you.
And pay off his home and never sign his wife's name again without having a power of attorney. Because I don't, unless
Did that just go over her head? See, he just told her. It sounds like he signed your name without a power of attorney. A power of attorney is someone who has authorization to sign on your behalf that you have given authorization to. And it doesn't sound like she had that either.
unless Indiana has different laws than most states, you don't get a home equity loan without both spousals.
All right, we all know what this means. Everybody just hold up. We're going to look this up. Everyone just hold on. Just hold. Let's see. Hold on here. I'm going to scoot this way out. Just give me a second here. Can you sign a HELOC in Indiana without a spouse's signature? Let's take a look. State, see, can I apply for HELOC without my spouse? This is from Lend You. Yes, I'm aware you can't see the screen. Just give me a second here. All right, I'm going to slide that back in. I'm just reading right up here in this section up here. In many cases, you can apply for a home equity loan or home equity line of credit without your spouse, but you might need their consent. Applying for a home equity loan may be beneficial, but depending upon where you live and what state law dictates, restrictions might limit what you can do without your spouse, regardless whether they're on the title or property. Well, that did answer my question about Indiana, so let me do this just one more time. Hold on here. Give me just a second. I'm just dying to know. You guys know on Bedtime Chit-Chat Story Time, I try to bring you the accuracy of information. Okay, let me try this one more time. Can you apply for a HELOC in Indiana? How do you spell Indiana? Indiana without spouse's consent. If it doesn't bring it up, I'm going to give it up. It's not telling me state by state. Okay, well, I'm going to give up on that. I thought it would be like really quick and easy. So, and again, this was 15 years ago. So even if I found something, it may or may not be accurate. Okay, well, unfortunately, family, I tried to find that. I wanted it quick and easy. Didn't want to go off on the road too much there. Okay, so depending upon Indiana, he may or may not have broken the law, but either way, he broke the financial trust between the two of them, because that's a hell of a lot of money. We're not talking a few pennies or even a couple thousand. We're talking in the tens of thousands that lead to the hundreds of thousands. That's too bad.
Spouse is signing on a property, on your personal residence. Now, you could do it on an investment property in some states, but you can't do it on your personal residence. Title company won't cover it. So
now, Dave, I've heard you talk.
Everybody pause. My alarm just went off. Good Lord, when it rains, it pours. Hold on. All right, continuing on.
Talk about agreeing with your spouse on financial decisions, and you and Sharon do this. So if you say, hey, I want to invest this money over here, and Sharon has a strong feeling, as you say,
yeah,
does it just not happen? What's the conversation like?
We argue about it until I'm right, but no, I argue about it until she's right. But we come to a conclusion. But we're not. When in doubt, don't.
I absolutely agree.
Is the rule, and so these days, Lisa, what your role is the same as Sharon's, because this is the type of crap I did in the old days. I'm not signing her name, but I'm not 100% sure he did that, but I'm kind of thinking he did.
And I even wonder if that goes over the caller's head, that, look, your husband may have forged your signature.
But this idea of, I'm going to do this is the right thing, and she's got 2 kids, and she's like, whatever you want to do, go ahead. And she would say, like, whatever you want to do, honey, which is Southern for, you wreck it by yourself, Bubba, and then I'm going to make fun of you.
Bottom line is, the wife here is clueless about what's going on. I have to be honest, if I can be honest with your family. I would rather be single the rest of my life than in a relationship with someone who just has no desire for financial security. Note, I didn't say wealth. I'm not talking about getting rich. I'm talking about just being able to breathe on a day-to-day basis and know that we've got each other's back. You know what I mean? And I've been on both sides in relationships, okay? I've been on this, I've been the financial, luckily it was in my 20s, okay? I've been the shopaholic, so I've lived that, crappy. Wouldn't wish that on anybody. Thank God that was in my 20s. I've been in relationships, short and long term, with people who just, I've had the lazy boyfriend. I've had that, no desire to do anything. I've been with the guy who works the minimum wage job and then comes home and watches sports on the couch all day. That didn't work out. Done that. I've been with the person who thinks that every weekend should be filled with entertainment and we should have money to do something, even though neither one of us has a buck. Okay? In other words, I've lived those financial, I've played those financial hands. I've been with those type of financial people. I've been that person. I would rather be single the rest of my life than get into a relationship again with someone who was just going to sink me financially. And people sit and they go, well, but what happens when you get older and you don't have kids to take care of you? Have you heard, family, how many of these calls? Most of these people have kids. The kids are off living their own life. The kids are off creating their own debt. The kids are off paying their own mortgage, raising their own family. They don't have, you as their parent, you're not in their forefront, nor should you be. They're supposed to go and live their life. That's how I was raised. I was raised by parents. They want you to go off and live your life. But, the assumption that just because you have a spouse means that abdicates you of being financially responsible. It's just, some of these calls just bring back nightmares, I guess, to some extent. And I go, oh, yeah, I've been there. I know how crappy that feels. I know that sinking feeling in your stomach, that feeling of helplessness. And having someone look at you and go, so what are we going to do for fun? And you're like, I've said it before. I have $75 in the bank account. What do you want to do? In my head, that fun is we go take a walk in the park. We, play games, whatever. Nope. None of that is good. It's only for spending money. And that's a situation I don't want to be back in again. Only if we're spending money can we be happy. I will tell you, I'm now on the other side of it. And I like this side a whole lot better. A whole lot better. In fact, recently I just paid off my HOA. I think I said that till 2025. Yeah, I don't owe an HOA payment till 2025. I keep around 2,500, 3,000 in savings, a few hundred in cash, hidden. No, it's not at my condo. I make sure that, my goal now is 16,000 a year into retirement. But yet, you know what I find? I can still get things. I can still do things. They just have to be more planned out. They have to be on a smaller scale. My big trip will be to go to Oregon, go see my parents. All right. That's my big trip. And of course, that's done and paid for as well with a rental car. But as much as I would love to go visit, friends and family all around, the different parts of the United States, it would be great, but it's expensive. And I'll be honest, I had to tell a friend once who's like, come visit me. And I would love to come visit, really would. Okay. But here is a question I had to ask myself. When people say, come visit me, and I would love to, you have to take the cost of that trip. You need to break it down as to what that monthly savings account is going to be for you to go visit them. And you may quickly find that simple, hey, come visit me trip actually turns into $100 a month savings account for you to be able to comfortably do it with airfare, a rental car if you need it. Okay. The extra cost of food from traveling. That's just a fact of life. Okay. In other words, when you really add up that trip, are you willing to put aside $150 a month to do that trip? This is how I look at things. Now, someone who doesn't look at things like that is simply going to be much more impromptu. Someone says, oh, come visit me. And they go, okay, they take their charge card. They run it on the charge card and go, they'll figure it out later. And then $1,200 later, you realize, oh, I needed to budget $100 a month to do that trip. Some people will say, well, that's getting awfully petty. Well, no, it's not. If you're going to maintain a debt-free lifestyle, you need to know where that money's going to go. And sometimes you have to politely say, I'm sorry, I can't afford that. If I have to put it on a charge card, I can't afford it. In relation to this call with this husband and the way he is treating the finances of his family, his wife, who appears to be very naive, she knows something's wrong, clearly. She knows that there's a problem. But I sense that she's afraid to really push him to solve the problem. She wants it solved, and going to Financial Peace University, great, but that's not going to be enough to actually solve the problem, just going to FPU. She's afraid to push. Because my thinking is, what is she afraid of? Is she afraid of divorce? Is she afraid he's going to get really, really mad? Well, I will tell you this. My experience, there are things that are worse than divorce. And that's being with someone who takes your self-esteem straight down. And whether that's partly their fault to blame and or your fault to blame for not having high enough self-esteem, it's a combination of both, is my experience. It's never just one party's fault. It's a combination of both. I can tell you that I wouldn't want to be in her situation or any situation ever again. And as far as I'm concerned, it will never happen again because I've learned my lessons through the different relationships I've had that dealt with the finances of money. And it's not to say that money is everything. But the bottom line is, I don't wish to be a 70-year-old person calling on the phone saying, Dave, my husband bought a HELOC 30 years ago. He's never been able to, we've never been able to pay it off. And now here we are at retirement staring down $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 debt. Yeah. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. People, I'd like to thank you for joining me for this Monday's no school day evening bedtime chit-chat story time. I hope you will consider subscribing. I will admit, folks, in all honesty, the subscribership on this channel is really, really low and slow. But so long as I enjoy making the videos, so long as I think there's an audience that still wants the videos, I will continue creating these. This channel cannot be monetized. I would like to thank one person. I'm not going to say who they are, but they tried to assist me in having this channel be monetized. It cannot be monetized due to the fact that I use the Dave Ramsey show to on the channel. Dave Ramsey is actually a copyrighted show, but graciously the Ramsey corporation company allows us to use it on YouTube, TikTok. But because of that, this channel can never be monetized ever, and that's fine with me. But I think this the Ramsey channel has just so much we can learn from it, and I'm so familiar with the show and the hosts and all of that stuff that I really enjoy it. But every now and then, if you're new and you do like this, that little subscribership button lets me know that somebody out there likes it. And for those of you that are engaged in the comments, that's wonderful. I love and appreciate you. Sometimes because I do get busy, I don't always have a chance to leave personal messages. I do try. But as long as you guys like it, I will be here. But I do want to thank anonymously that person that did attempt to help me with monetization. It cannot be monetized, and that's okay. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. Please consider subscribing, and you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Goodbye.